afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for Wednesday, the 5th of June. Concerns work combating climate change, cleaning rivers and safeguarding biodiversity will be jeopardised as the Ministry for the Environment looks to slash 300 jobs. It's putting forward a mix of redundancies and ending 150 fixed-term roles to bring the headcount down to just under 700 by the middle of next year. Public Service Association Assistant Secretary Fleur Fitzsimmons has a message for the government.
It is not worth it to cut these critical people doing important work to make sure that we meet our international obligations when it comes to climate change for the sake of the government's tax cut.
The Prime Minister says Niue's Premier is well aware of our government's position on spending restraint. Chris Luxon's announced a renewable energy package in the Pacific country today, worth nearly $21 million. He says New Zealand's increasing its operating allowance for Niue from $12.8 million to $15 million.
We expect every dollar to be well spent. It's important that it is, and we're getting a return for that. And I think they're doing a great job with their public service, trying to build more public finance capability and capacity as well.
Oil prices have dropped despite producer OPEC Plus extending cuts. It's alongside greater supply from the US. Herald Business Editor-at-Large Liam Dan says this will put downward pressure on pump prices in New Zealand.
That's all added up to a slump in the last 48 hours of about 7% on global markets. So that won't have actually flowed through to the petrol pump yet.
The Minister in charge of Pharmac says he's heard from disappointed cancer patients. Pre-election National campaigned on spending about $280 million on 13 cancer treatments. But last week's budget had no funding for the drugs. Associate Health Minister David Seymour says the government's investigating ways to keep National's promise, but he appreciates this is devastating for those patients.
I have had some correspondence and I think it's fair to say people are very, very angry because, of course, this is a life or death situation.
Christchurch no longer has an eyesight visitor information centre. It's closed 6 months after opening. They're individually owned and operated but run by Tourism New Zealand subsidiary VIN. It terminated the Grand Cathedral Square Limited's membership last week because it couldn't regularly meet standards. An assurance of New Zealand's car safety protocols as Japanese car makers face a scandal. Japan's Transport Ministry found issues with safety certificates from Toyota, Mazda, Yamaha, Suzuki and Honda. Some vehicle shipments are being paused. Toyota says the issue doesn't compromise the emissions or safety of its vehicles. Motor Trade Association spokesperson Larry Fallowfield says vehicles sold here aren't dangerous.
The safety ratings and the way that vehicles are rated in New Zealand is world class.
And to sport. All Blacks and Hurricanes prop Terrell Lomax remains sidelined with bone bruising to his ankle ahead of Saturday's Super Rugby quarter-final against the Rebels in Wellington. Warriors coach Andrew Webster is open to making changes to his team list ahead of Saturday's NRL game against the Cowboys in Townsville, with 6 players returning after the bye. All Whites coach Darren Baisley has revealed club commitments is the reason behind a host of frontline players missing for the upcoming OFC Nations Cup, including midfielders Marcos Stamenic and Sarpreet Singh. I'm Raylene Ramsey. That is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.